Happy New Year. That's right. New Year's wasn't January 1st. Okay, we go on God's calendar. We don't deal with man's calendar. There's 364 days in a year. And yes, the new year starts tomorrow night. When the sun go down, we'll be in a new year. Okay? Equal parts night, day, from Friday to Sabbath, Saturday sundown. That's right. The seventh day is the last day of the year, according to the heavenly calculation. Okay, so it's a new year each year on the same fixed day, according to a divide of 52 Sabbaths, which makes up a what? An heavenly year, an earthy year, according to the original calculations. So January 1st isn't New Year. Nothing changes from January 1st. From December 31st to January 1st. You're in a dead of winter. A new moon or a new month, which it should be properly termed, is what? The month that signifies a change of the season. And that happens, that's right, when the sun go down tomorrow, we're in a new year. All right, 364 days is the correct calculation. And hence the reason why so many other societies, other countries have different dates, also different calendars, because the Bible told us in Daniel 7:25, he warned us that what? He shall think to change times and laws. Okay? By not setting up calendars according to the biblical standard of Sabbaths. 5:2. 5 and 2 is 7. 52 weeks makes up what? A complete year. What is that? 364 days, which is a complete cycle. You cannot deal with the moon because the moon only gives us 354 days in which a year comes up, what? 10 days earlier. Okay, so yes, the real new year, and you're not going to see other people, even under Judaism and other religions, or Chinese calendars, and they're all over the place. You'll never see any calendar more accurate than the Most High's. And here it is right here. More accurate. And on top of that, we also give you the scriptures on how you can understand and break it down yourselves. All the scriptures. It was meant for us to follow each year according to Sabbaths. The mistakes that Hebrews make or Israelites make is and you know what? You can't really blame us coming out of darkness, confusion. So immediately when our people came back to the knowledge of becoming Israel, knowing we were Israelites, we immediately ran over to the Jewish information and began to follow Sabbaths and holy days according to their calculations. So we can't really blame our people outright for following what they see the Jewish people do. But all in all, further research should have been done, because why? The Jewish calendar comes from the Babylonian calculations once our people fell. Okay? It's the Babylonian calculations in which they started doing the moon only. And the Most High warned Moses that if we start calculating from the moon only, we're going to call a holy day will become a profane day. Keep the Sabbath. Remember, keep it holy and never deal with the moon only. Okay, a clock doesn't have one hand. The sun and moon works in tandem for time. So if you're going to go with the moon only, then what is the sun doing? When the moon follow the sun through what? Gates to light the earth. That's right, on a daily basis. So you must have two. So if this interests you, make sure you get your calendars, because a new year, the real year that's being celebrated for a new year in the heavens, starts what? Tomorrow. Every, listen to this clearly. Every year ends on a Sabbath. Every year. Period. It ends on a Sabbath. And then it begins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly. The Most High isn't the author of confusion. Thank you, Elder Dell. Here, Elder Dell conveniently placed the link right there to get your calendar. Please get it because you'll need it. All right. Happy New Year. I wanted to go there. Now, I'm not going to be here too long, folks, because Patreon members are waiting for us there. And we're going to open up the calls almost immediately. As you can see, there will be a great conversation today on psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. We're under and have always been under a psychological war. Okay? Even what's going on in the Ukraine, which we'll highlight today, is a part of that. So what we'll have on Patreon, once segueing, we'll have this woman from the Ukraine who's going to let us know what they're not telling us in the media. Also, we're going to go here where some of the military guys are going to be breaking down some of the weird things they're being told in the midst of this. And on the top of that, we're going to find out what's going on with CNN and how they're reporting on this current event. See, folks, there's a difference between a war and an event. Okay, an event is what? Showtime. So when you hear on the news, they state outright the last event, that's code. The majority of those things are events. They're not real-time narratives, how it's getting reported. And I'm going to be talking about that. So some people might ask, why? Now, see, we're Bible people. Like, I like to take this time to actually deal with discussions, open up the calls in a few moments, and show these videos. But all in all, understand we're Bible people. And Christ told us that ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. For those who are out there who believe in Christ and know about him, now you'll understand more so than ever why the elite powers during Christ's time wanted him dead. Why the politicians, the magistrates, wanted him out of the way. Why? Truth was in the way of their psychological and physical warfare to create a new world order. There's a reason why they wanted him dead. There's a reason why would you chase and kill and torture the disciples? Why would you do that when the only thing they were doing was teaching the great news of Christ? Right? Because part of what Christ instilled in the earth is truth, shining light on darkness to reveal the true intentions of Satan and his ministers. They cannot hide no more. This is why. So we're here to reveal the truth, being Bible people. And there's a few scriptures that points out in general, if you want to understand the who and the why. Christ identified this when he talked to these Pharisees, scribes, those that were in position over Judea before he was crucified. He faced off with your so-called elite or leaders. St. John 8:44, he made a statement which incinerated the controllers over Jerusalem. That quote was in St. John 8:44, ye are of your fathers the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. So we would understand that who's ever in position would have the same spirit as the first murderer, Cain. And abode not in the truth. And abode not in the truth. So they were living in lies, and they're still living in lies. That's their abode. This is what gives them the advantage. The advantage if we are allowed to play within their abode, automatically it gives them what? The psychological advantage in warfare. They are bold in lies. They create lies and then what? Invite the population into them, into believing their lies. See, that's a psychological tactic of control. So we must first start off by understanding that we're not to believe anything that comes out of their mouth. Everything they say, it doesn't matter what the event or whatever it is, you must look at it from what? A serious level of skepticism or fall to it. Christ said here, he was a murderer from the beginning. So now we know their intentions. They're murderers. So they'll have something, they'll say something that would get us involved within their abode and eventually pick people off in ignorance one by one. An abode not in the truth. You cannot believe anything they're saying from their talking heads on the news. These people are paid to read teleprompters, to shape a certain narrative. Okay? There's not one news reporter who's hired or who is working for the networks. Not one are allowed to state their personal opinions outside of a narrative. They are to read the teleprompter, pick up a check and go home and make their reporting believable. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh of a lie, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. It's stuff like this, words like this, which incinerated the controllers over the people during Christ's time. Christ was letting them know these people in position aren't for your interest. They are warring against you. They have an intention to destroy you. And how can you believe them over me? That's what Christ was stating here. This is why some people get upset or feel a certain type of way when I don't take a lot of these events or stories seriously. Because I'm not all triggered and all up, because I understand that they are the father of lies. I know who their fathers are, and they're the children of liars. So I'm not going to get caught up into their narrative only for them to come to